why this is happening to me. Because you are not living fearlessly. You are not living fearlessly. Are you guys still having a good time with me?
Yes.
Okay, good. You only have 23 minutes with me here. Okay. We're not living fearlessly. I am reminded of a study with a patient who had a amygdala. Say the word with me. A-M-Y-G-D-Y-L-A. Amygdala. Okay. This amygdala was calcified. Okay? And because it was calcified, this person felt no fear whatsoever about anything. He was literally fearless. So, he had some ups and downs because of this. He could put his hand on a hot stove and nothing, right? But here what was missing. The support system that was given to him that he refused to access. The higher source. Right? Recognizing, let me say it this way, when the Course in Miracles asks us to be like childlike, it does not mean to walk through the lawn of the pastures and going, yay! It's not what it means. It means being childlike means you have 100% dependence upon your Creator for everything. That's it. Right? Who has children here? Okay. So, this child is completely dependent upon you for everything, right? And you provide that, right? The same is true about our eternal Creator, our source. We are completely dependent upon Him for everything. Our safety, our protection, our surety, and so forth. I remind myself every night, be in my mind, my Father. Let every minute be a time in which I dwell with you. You have remained with me and will answer my questions to you. As evening comes, let my thoughts be of you and of your love. And let me sleep, sure of my safety, certain of your care, and happily aware I am your son. That is fearless. My abundance, my protection, my safety, my surety does not come from this world at all. My worth has already been established. So I'm not here to prove anything to you. I'm not here to get anything from you. I'm here for one reason and one reason only. To give to you. To remind you of your own worth, your own light, your own happiness, your own fulfillment. And recognizing that the treasure that you're looking for external in this world is inside of you now. Yes, you and I together have thrown the treasure away, but we can regain it. We can regain it in our experience in time and space. Any questions? I've got 15 more minutes. I have a few more things to tell you. Anybody have any questions so far? You're like, what the freak just happened here? Right? Well, it's really easy. If you look at the temptations of both Jesus and Siddhartha, Buddha, right? Jesus underwent 3 temptations in the wilderness just before his baptism. Okay? Buddha underwent the same temptations just before achieving enlightenment. Okay? And what are those temptations? Our desires, our fears, and our opinions. Okay? Now, these things cannot be regarded in a spiritual sense as actual temptations, okay? Rather a symbol of what we all go through together, okay? So the tempter represents the tempter inside of us. That voice of fear, that ego. Okay. So let's go through the desire here that was presented to them. Desire showed up as hunger for Jesus. It showed up as lust for Buddha. What I desire, that Buddha understood finally, is non-desire, right? Disregarding the temptation that is arising in his field of awareness. And this desire stems from what A Course in Miracles refers to as the scarcity principle. That I'm seeking for happiness, what I'm missing inside of myself right now. Okay? And what we really desire, my friend, is the will of God. We want to set aside our own egoic will and align ourselves with the will of God. We let go of our own interpretations, our own desires, what we think is in our own best interest, and identify ourselves with our Father's, our Creator's, our Source's will, which is my own will. That is what the alignment that we are referring to. All real pleasure comes from doing God's will from A Course in Miracles. Secondly, the fears. The tempter placed Jesus upon a precipice. P-R-E-C-I-P-I-C. Precipice. This is aphasia. You have to say the word to me and I can repeat it. So you know what? I accept all things as they are. Who cares, right? An army attacked Buddha. Okay. Both overcame this temptation by recognizing their true self. Their true self. Recognizing that the real self cannot be attacked or hurt in any way. And by the way, Jesus demonstrated this through the crucifixion. And A Course in Miracles says that the most outrageous assault considered by the world, the crucifixion, was overcome because it was never true in the first place. The crucifixion occurred so that it could be overcome. By what? By overlooking it. Okay, and then the Son of Life cannot be killed, as A Course in Miracles says. Recognizing that the real self cannot be attacked or hurt in any way. And Jesus and Buddha both showed a very important principle. Non-resistance. Non-resistance. Look, I said to the people in Boston, I think, right? My spouse and I have a little scale at home, right? A scale that says level 10, resistance/anxiety, and then down to the bottom is 0 point, right? No resistance. No anxiety, 0 point. When I say 0 point, we are referring to the nothingness of something, right? That is what we are referring to. The nothingness of the thing that we think is something or serious in our life. It's what quantum physics calls the phantom force of nothing. Okay? And when you understand the nothingness of the something that you are seeing, then you begin to understand that the temptations that Buddha and Jesus were arising in their field of awareness came up for one reason and one reason only: to be healed. So what are we healing? Our illusions that the phenomenon, the quote-unquote separate entity that I'm looking for, the tempter, more riches, a better body, a better companion, a better job, all of which was not true. And when they understood the illusion, the nothingness of these temptations, then the kingdom was awakened. Enlightenment was awakened because of it. And when they understood that happiness is an inside job, not an outside job, that the kingdom was an inside job, not an external one, then, seeking first only the kingdom, our reality, our identification, then all those other things will be added to you. Bible 101.